Oh baby, there is a new sheriff in town. And this one has X-shaped taillights, and they look absolutely rad. And not only that, but do you guys remember the 400Z Prototypo? Yeah, I do too. And guess what? It is now driven on actual roads. Like, it's not just a concept car. And on top of that, I got a plant, an F40, and my deck lid from my very first car, all right here. I bet you've never seen that before. We're gonna talk about a few different things that have been on my mind, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So buckle up and let's go. And public service announcement, don't turn off all your nannies on your yellow Ferrari 812 Superfast unless you really know how to drive. Yeah, that's probably not gonna buff out. And supercars are hard to control and cost a ton of money. And you should never drive faster than your angels can fly. And this supercar owner learned the hard way. Okay, Bugatti has been cooking up something extremely cool, and they just released it to us this week. And it oozes cool, but the thing that I think is the coolest are those X-shaped taillights.
Wow.
They are from another planet. And Bugatti's most powerful current production car is the CHIRON SUPERSPORT 300 Plus, which only has 1,600 horsepower on tap. Where this new guy, the Bolide, has 1,825 horsepower thanks to an 8-liter quad-turbo W16 engine. Yeah, say that 5 times fast. And to me, this is one of the coolest vehicles ever produced from any brand. In Bugatti, it stands for excellence, and it is up there as one of the coolest manufacturers of all time. But there is only one issue with the Bolide, and that is we don't really know when or if it will ever be more than just a prototype. Which, when we're talking about the word prototype, shortened, it's Proto, and well, there's the Nissan 400Z Proto. And I think we can all say that this gave the Z a much needed update. And it took quite a few styling cues from the original 240Z and sprinkled them onto this 400Z. Now, whether or not I like them, well, that's still up for debate. You know, the design language and stuff. I mean, personally, I think it's clean, it's tasteful, but something's missing, and I can't really put my finger on it. Do you know? Let us know down below. Now, having spent some pretty quality seat time in a 370Z, it's a fun chassis. And so the 400Z with roughly 400 horsepower has to be a hoot. And so Nissan CEO, the big guy, Makoto Uchida, I think, took the 400Z for a spin. And of course, I'm sure his opinion was slightly biased, but he said it was a fantastic drive and that he really enjoyed it. And since Nissan's made us wait 11 years for this car, I hope that it lives up to what it could be. But internal combustion engines are kind of antiquated technology. And I think that you and me and everybody else is getting really excited for EV. Specifically, not buying a Tesla or a Rivian, even though that would be really cool, but EV swaps specifically.
Ready? Ready.
And you know how pretty much everybody throws an LS in it? Well, I think that the EV swap is the future. And Chevy thinks so too. And they are going all in, which I think is electrifying. Get it? Electrifying, electric. Anyway, but they are coming out with an electric crate motor that'll go directly into your hot rod or pretty much anything that an LS swap would normally go into. And it'll include a Bolt EV motor with a 60 kilowatt battery pack. And the rig that they're showcasing this with is pretty ideal. It's a 77 K5 Blazer SUV. And I think that those are coming way back into popularity. And I think this next generation of car enthusiasts, to get them excited about the classics, EV swaps are gonna have to be accessible, budget friendly, and give you the horsepower that you would get by LS swapping it. And while we're on the topic of stoked, this obscure American car builder is extremely stoked. Well, they were. Let me explain. Yes, the Ssc Tuatara did break the world record for fastest vehicle ever. And after beating out the pre-production Bugatti Chiron prototype, which managed a measly 304.77 miles per hour, the Ssc Tuatara averaged 316.11 miles per hour, which is mind-boggling fast. And our friend Tim, or as you guys know him, Shmee150, put out a video after something didn't really add up. And it was titled, "Did the Ssc Tuatara really set a 331 mile per hour world record?" And I'm not gonna get into it, but that is definitely a video that you should watch, so go check it out down in the description, because there's been a few other things on my mind. And one of them has been, well, the Ford Bronco, which I think is an instant classic and a vehicle that's gonna take on Jeep Wrangler directly. And I'm excited to see what happens, because I like both of them. And even though you can't even get a 2021 Bronco yet, you know those guys over at Hennessy are cooking up something pretty wicked with the Bronco. And they're gonna call it the Ford Bronco VELOCIRAPTOR, with 750 supercharged horses under the hood. Now that is quite the upgrade, considering that it only comes with 310 horsepower from a 2.7 liter EcoBoost motor. That is twin turbocharged, but that's less than half of what the VELOCIRAPTOR will have. And if you want one, you better get in line and put down your deposit quick, because they're only building 24 of them at the tune of $225,000 plus vehicle shipping, wherever you live. And although that's out of my budget as a presenter on YouTube, I'd be down to rip one around on the channel. And speaking of ripping around, I think we need to talk a little bit about a personal project that I've wanted to do for years, and that is lift a Porsche 911. Now, Squid and I and Trouble and a couple other people just got done with the phase 1 of lifting my 911 and doing it on a budget. And it turned out way better than any of us ever expected. Not only does it have badass off-road tires, but with a little negotiation, we were able to fit 16-inch wheels on it, which is probably the smallest of any water-cooled 911 out there, period. So I guess you could say it's 101, and it's now time to wrap it. So let us know down below in the comments, what color or colors should we wrap the budget Safari 911? And I don't know about you, but I am super excited for the EV gasoline tug-of-wars that you've seen all over the internet. And I think for the next couple of years, we're gonna have a lot of great content to consume on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, wherever you consume your content. I don't really care, as long as you're subscribed to Ideal Media and you turn on that notification bell. But what's awesome is that it's already happening. Just recently, the Lordstown Endurance went up against a Ford F-150. And I'm not gonna give any spoilers on who won the tug-of-war, but you can check out the link down in the description. And while we're at it, Dougie DeMiro did a review on a Gen 1 NSX, which is definitely one of my ultimate dream ideal cars. And unless you've been living under a rock for the last few years, you'll know that the Gen 1s are going up in value. And it's kind of crazy to think that roughly 10 years ago, when you looked at these on Craigslist, they were roughly high 20s to low 30s. And now they're easily double that. And he does a great job explaining everything that you need to know about the vehicle. And I came away from the video thinking, you know, if it's $100,000 for a first gen NSX, I do love it, but I don't $100,000 love it. And last but not least, I think something that everybody should know is basic car maintenance. And first and foremost, you should never take your car to the dealership, unless you're doing warranty work. That usually is going to be the most expensive place to get your car fixed. But knowing how to do simple things like oil changes, brake jobs, how to check your fluids, how to put air in your tires, which I just learned last week. No, I'm just kidding. Is all stuff that will save you a ton of money and a lot of headaches, because you'll know how to tackle the regular maintenance. Now, fortunately, there's great tools out there like YouTube, and you can easily order all your parts off of Amazon and get them in 2 days and get your job done and know it was done right. So I challenge you, because I challenged myself the same thing a couple weeks ago, to learn more about car maintenance. I know my fair share, and I kind of know my way around cars, but I could always know a little bit more. So the only way to get better at something is to practice it and learn from the best. And so down in the comments, I want you to let me know what your best accomplishment was with fixing something on your car. It could be anything from vacuuming the interior to doing a full engine replacement. And that's pretty much everything that's been on my mind recently and stuff that I wanted to let you guys know about. Is there anything that I missed that I should have talked about? Let us know down below. Also, if you enjoyed the vid, hit the like button. If you're new here, I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Please subscribe, turn on that notification bell. And as always, keep living the ideal lifestyle.